Okay, let's get started. So, the first thing we need to do to be a cartographer is to get this map planned out. And on the planning and direction sheet that is attached to this lesson on the Google Drive, well, it's a Google Doc, and it'll be attached to your art classroom activity page. The first thing, the first task I gave you was some planning. And your planning question is, what special place do you want to create a map of? I decided to create a map of my drive from Netherland, where I live, to Crestview Elementary. So what you want to do first is you want to make a list of the buildings and destinations that you want to include in your map. And so I put down some places that are interesting to me and that I like to go to and that make me happy. So the next thing we want to do is start to plot the locations on our map. Okay. So to help me do that, I looked at Google Maps and I did a Google Map search and I typed in Netherland and then directions to Crestview Elementary. Now, if you're making a map of an imaginary place, you won't need to do that. Or if you just want to use your imagination, feel free to do that too, because you'll come out with a great result either way. But this just helped me get started. So I'm going to plot out the different places. On the places I listed were Crestview Elementary, Barker Reservoir, Salto Coffee Shop, Mud Lake, Boulder Falls, Boulder Creek Path, Wonderland Lake, and Lucky's Bakehouse. All right, and then I used the Google Maps. So I'm plotting out Netherland here. I've got Mud Lake here. Barker is over here. Boulder Falls is about there. And these don't have to be exact. Then I have the Boulder Creek Path right over here. I have Crestview Elementary is going to be here. Wonderland Lake right there. And Lucky's right about there. So I've plotted little points on my map where I'm going to be putting my icons. And that's what we're going to do next. We're going to add some icons. So just symbols, little drawings of these that represent these places. I'm going to start to do that next. All right, next I'm going to be drawing the different features of my map. Being a cartographer, I'm going to add the details. So I've added Mud Lake, maybe a fish jumping out of Mud Lake. I have Salto Coffee Shop with a little coffee icon. I like to get coffee sometimes if I have time. And Barker Reservoir. I love driving by Barker Reservoir and seeing the water and the waves splash on my way to Netherland Elementary. I've included my house and Boulder Falls. So I might add some more detail on certain features, added some trees, a little trail to get to my house from Mud Lake where I like to walk my dog, either early in the morning or late after school. Then I'm adding Boulder, so you might want to add different titles of words, and I did some bubble letters there. Trails, that's Boulder Creek that's flowing out of Barker Dam. That flows all the way down to Boulder, and there's a Boulder Creek path. Crestview Elementary with the cougar on top and the cougar paw to symbolize our school. I've got Wonderland Lake, Lucky's Bakehouse, which is always a good place to go get a hot chocolate or a coffee or a snack. And then you want to include some roads to connect your places that you put down on your list, which you then marked by plotting. You can also add just some little doodles. Here, you also want to include a compass rose. So the compass rose shows you direction on your map, north, south, east, and west, so you can orient yourself correctly and know where things are. I've added some arrows to show the direction, and then you'll also want to include a legend. In my legend, I'm just including places I love and places that make me happy. So I used a heart and then a happy face to show those places that connect to my legend. Finally, you can add some little doodles to your map. I'm adding some mountains just to finish it up, and so I can fill in most of my space. Some waves for the water, And then you'll also want to include a title to your map. So I'm titling this Ned to CVE. Adding some more details. And we got bike to show that I like to bike in certain places or that people bike there. Next, you'll want to color. I'm going to be using colored pencils for my map. You feel free to use any material you'd like. You can use markers, watercolor paints, oil pastels, and you'll want to color in slowly and carefully. It looks like I'm coloring in really, really fast, but I've sped this up very fast, 8 times speed, so I don't have to bore you with you watching me color. So feel free to replay this video if you're stuck on a certain part. If you missed today's live lesson, you can just stop and pause wherever you are so you don't miss any of the steps. So have fun creating your map, and remember, this can be an imaginary place or it could be a real place. It's up to you.